Hey, what's up, Street Dogs? Eric coming from the Eric Street Photography blog. So, wanted to share with you some rando turbo thoughts on the life and stuff in general. So, the first thought is this. I think we humans, we actually have the most fun in life when we take the path of the maximal resistance. So, for example, let me use a video game analogy. Is that when you're playing video games, it's not fun when you play a video game that's too easy. We like to play video games that are difficult, that actually challenge us and kind of are within the range where it's like you could still kind of win and you could still kind of beat the bad guys, and you could actually, through your practice, your effort, and through your merit and skills and whatever, you could actually succeed. So let me give you an example. So I remember when I was a kid and I'd play Zelda. Zelda was fun when I was like this close to being the boss, right? So you're fighting the boss and you die a few times, and every single time you die you learn a new secret or a new way to do a little bit better, and you just keep iterating, you keep moving forward, and you keep getting better and progressing. And now finally when you kill the boss, it's like so triumphant, it feels so good. Why? Because it brought out the best in us. It brought out our inner genius, and actually it was really difficult for us to win and achieve the goal, but it was still kind of possible. It's one of those things where, you know, if the boss was too easy, it would be no fun. So same thing when I used to play Diablo 2, right? Is that, you know, you want to obviously beat the game, and every single time you beat the game, you increase the difficulty, you go to hell mode and stuff like that. And actually, when you have something kind of at risk, it's actually more fun and interesting. So for example, in Diablo 2, the hell mode is actually quite interesting to a lot of people. Is that when you die once, you die forever. And it's kind of like real life too. And I feel like a lot of people like to play the hell mode, hardcore mode, because when there's something at stake, we focus more. We're actually more in tune. We're more, you know, focused, and it's more interesting. And so for example, like I like to talk a lot about powerlifting, but I think this is a good one. Is that like, if you really are going to try to attempt a new squat, bench, or deadlift or whatever, you have to really focus insanely hard, because you know there's something at stake, because you want to obviously achieve the lift, and just kind of like you have to really perfect your form. And you know, taking this back to video games, right, is that when you got something at stake, you got skin in the game, it becomes more interesting. Let me give you an example. I remember when I was a kid, I used to love to play Time Crisis, you know, the shooting game. You know, it's so expensive. It's like, you know, $1 for every 3 lives of credit, right? And so, you know, you're a kid, you know, you're like not eating lunch, so you could, you know, go to the arcade and play video games. And so I always thought to myself, man, you know, if I had unlimited lives or unlimited money, this would be so much more fun or interesting, because I could finally win and stuff like that. And actually one day there was this kind of interesting thing. When it's your birthday, you could, you know, have a birthday party, invite your friends over, and then, you know, everyone pays X amount of money, and then you could actually get unlimited lives. And I was so excited. So, you know, rushed to the time crisis, had unlimited lives, and it was actually so boring, because if I died, I just pushed the button and I came back to life, I respawned, but then there was nothing kind of at stake. And so like when I was like, you know, playing Time Crisis, I wasn't really motivated to dodge the bad guys or anything. It just got boring, because I knew that I would just try to kill as many as I can, but if I got shot, it wasn't that big of a deal, because I could respawn. Whereas when I'm actually playing with my own money, it became like, you know, like every single life counts. You don't want to die, and actually it's like so much more fun. And so, you know, even like video games or movies, like I think this is where the film Ready Player One is so interesting to me. Is that in this Ready Player One universe, you know, everyone's trying to level up and stuff like that, but if you get killed in the game, you have to start off from ground zero. And so people actually have a motivation to not die. And I think, you know, and the problem about real life now is that I almost feel like it's a little bit too easy. It's like there's really nothing at stake in modern life. It's more like, okay, how are we going to earn more money and save more money so I could buy X, Y, and Z? And it's so basic. And you know, something I said too is that think about in life, not about what you could purchase, but what you could accomplish. So our life is short, and I think, you know, there's some like people out there who want to live forever. You know, that's stupid, because it goes back to the video game concept, is that if you knew that you were going to be immortal, in excellent health, what would give you the motivation to do what you do and to strive towards whatever? Like, no one would have children, because, you know, I actually think one of the reasons why I want to have kids is because, you know, I want to continue my legacy, and I want to, you know, give my wealth or my knowledge or my expertise to this future child for them to continue the thing. If I knew that I lived forever, I might not actually have motivation to have kids and stuff like that, or I knew I could just keep delaying it infinitely. And so just realize, maybe in life we just kind of need a little more skin in the game. Also realizing in life, it becomes much more interesting when we do things which are interesting and difficult for us, because it's, you know, so much of this gets moralized, is that society tells, oh, you had to work on hard things for the sake of hard things. But I think that's kind of stupid, because if you work on something that's hard but you don't really care for it, you're not going to put the maximum effort necessary to, for example, like, let's say, you know, obviously like shoveling coal is hard work, but it's something you really don't care for. You could do that 15 hours a day, but, you know, if it's not something you care about, why would you do it? So for me, you know, photography, video, vlogging, photography, philosophy, it's important to me because it's challenging, it's difficult, it's hard, and I'm also trying to increase the difficulty by going deeper into knowledge, by exploring new forms of knowledge. And every single day my fun little challenge is, how can I push myself a little bit further to think even more epic thoughts, more epic ideas, and so forth? And how can I continue to innovate and to continue to come up with even more epic turbo thoughts? And realizing that because my life is short, you know, I want to leave some sort of legacy that, oh, you know, Eric Kim used his life to share some interesting thoughts, to, you know, maybe make the world a better place, blah, blah. But if I live forever, there would be no motivation for me to do so. But anyways, so just think to yourself, how can you take the path of maximal resistance in things that you actually really care about? And how can you optimize your life to achieve those things? So what are your big epic life goals? What are you willing to sacrifice to do it? Think about this and strive like every day is your last. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.